Hey there, it's Anastasia Forrest, and welcome to the 24th episode of The Creative Real Estate Agent. That's right, we're on episode 24, which happens to be my favorite number. So I feel like this really should be a really good episode just because it's my favorite number. So hopefully that's the case. It's been a while. I haven't been here in a couple weeks, at least. It could have been longer, actually. I just kind of took a little bit of a break for the summer, spending time with my kids that were home. Well, one was home for pretty much most of the summer. The other one was home for a couple of weeks. But in any case, it was time to really spend time with them and take a little break. So I did. And now I am in that time of getting back to work. So my older daughter, Arena, went back to school on Wednesday. That was yesterday. And I basically have been committing, with real estate, you build your own schedule, as all of you realtors know out there, for the most part. So my commitment to myself, I am my boss, was that I'm going to work for now, like this is my schedule for this week, just to get in the swing of things, from like 9 a.m. till about 2 p.m. And after that, it's like free time, which is just wonderful. Isn't it nice to be able to do that? And I don't know, there's some other things I might want to try to fit in next week, like doing some yoga in the morning, probably from home and stuff like that. So I'm going to give myself more flexibility next week. But the point is that I have committed to, dedicating at least 5 hours to concentrated work. And what that looks like for me, I have a couple projects going on, but for me, that's making YouTube videos and catching up with previous clients or potential ones, and doing business planning and investigating the market and stuff like that. And I do have, I have some buyers I'm working with and things like that, but depending on where you're at, but I know a lot of us are in markets that are heavily favoring the seller side of things. And so as we're working with buyers, one of the challenges is definitely just getting that offer accepted. So this can be a more involved process than it used to be. It can be a longer process than it used to be. Just doing my best to support my customers and clients the best I can and help them get their real estate goals realized in this year of 2021. Yeah, and I'm in Florida, and we are having a COVID spike right now. So that's been really intense, I know a lot of people that are sick, and I know people that have died, and it's all a bit crazy. It's very sad. So anyway, we're all dealing with a lot of things right now, but I guess what I want to talk about today is a few things. So I wanted to talk about getting back in the swing of things and what that's like. I wanted to mention too, EXP, the brokerage I'm with, has a lot of great educational programs. So one of my commitments to myself this week was I was going to attend a class. So yesterday I attended a virtual class on tracking my numbers. And real estate, tracking your numbers, as you know, is very important. And numbers are not really my thing. I'll admit I'm more of a literary person. I'm more of a writer and a symbol, think in symbols, and numbers aren't necessarily the first symbols that I think of. And I don't necessarily feel super adept at manipulating numbers and computing numbers in my head and all that. So so I tend to not be really familiar with my numbers. So that was a good class. I find it's good to expose ourselves to things that challenge us. And so for me, I was like, I need to get into that side of the business a little more. It's not like the creative fun side. But it's in a really important side because it's important to make money in your business, of course. So I was actually considering going to college again, which is crazy. That is slightly crazy considering I've already went to college quite a bit and still have money to pay for the time that I spent in college. That, it's still working on paying that money. So, but this wouldn't have been obviously no student loans, like they would never give me one anyway. But it's actually really not that expensive to go to community college, all jokes aside. It's a great opportunity if you do want to learn something for personal growth, or maybe you want a side career or something. It's there, why not? So I looked into it. I looked into the field. So before COVID hit, I was planning to become a nurse. I was actually taking prerequisites for nursing. In nursing, from my research, I learned that nursing can actually be a very rewarding financially and also emotionally career, and I learned that, you could get closer to the income that I want to make. And that real estate basically allows a person to make, if they work puts a certain amount of effort forward and things move in their business. But so I'm talking more like six figures. Okay, I'll just say that. And you can actually, from what I understand, you can do that in nursing if you become, especially a nurse practitioner. So anyway, it's not all about money, obviously, but I'm in my late 30s with family. Like, money is something that's important for our life as we've created it and as we live it. So anyway, I did not continue my education in nursing. I got kind of terrified when COVID became a thing. And luckily I wasn't that deep into it. It was pretty easy to just kind of finish my semester out and say, hey, I got a nice refresher in statistics. I learned about the anatomy and physiology of the human body. It was really interesting. I learned a lot, but bye. I don't think I can do this. It's not for everybody. And I really respect the people that are out there in the front lines. I mean, God bless you. It's just crazy. So anyway, but at that time, something I considered doing that was kind of like a spinoff of that was health information technology, which allows a person to be a little more not as hands-on with the patients, but you still work in health and you work with data and you work with numbers and keeping track of information, almost like a librarian of health information or something. And it involves technology, and it sounds really interesting. It sounded interesting. And then I sort of when I had this health scare a month ago, I was like, maybe I just need a normal job. Maybe I just need a 9-to-5 where I can just go in and just do my work. And maybe I spend too much time at home or something, I don't know. So I decided I would look into that. And I started making the steps toward that. I had to reapply to the school. I had to do a background check and everything. And it was going great. And then we did this orientation, and I asked, how long it would take to get to the $80,000 per year mark, which, it seemed like that's I don't know, if that could happen within the next 5 to maybe 7 years, then maybe that career would be appropriate for me to switch to. But the woman who's been in it for a very long time that we were talking to said, I'm not even there yet. And she'd been in it for 20 years. So I realized that a lot of jobs out there aren't compensated the way they probably should be. And it's definitely a shame. I feel like people should be compensated much better for what they do. I know everyone works really hard. So yeah, she said you start at around $15 an hour. I've been getting ads in the mail that I could work at Pizza Hut for $15 an hour, delivering pizza. So if I'm going to work for $15 an hour, I'm going to deliver pizza or something. I mean, I'm glad they're raising minimum wage. That's great. So anyway, but I'm actually a real estate agent. That's what I'm doing. Broker associate to be exact. And real estate is a great field. So you get to do your own schedule. You can earn as much as you want, depending on how hard you're willing to work. And it's fun because you get to work with people and help people with something really important. And that's, big investment, their house, which has an emotional meaning. It has a life progress meaning. Like, it's a huge milestone for people. And I love being involved in that process. And so I'm definitely where I'm supposed to be. And I realized that I needed to just buckle down and buckle in and get back in the driver's seat and just drive. So I'm here. I'm back. I'm doing my real estate show. And so I'm really excited because I have some guests that I'm really, really looking forward to bringing to you. And I don't have confirmed dates yet. And I don't even have a confirmed acceptance for one of them, but one of them is actually Carrie Underwood's guitarist and her band. He's a realtor. So another connection of mine from another podcast that I was a guest on, he made that connection for me. So I reached out to him. Hopefully he'll say yes. And hopefully I'll get to feature him on the future episode. That would be so cool. And then I also have somebody else that was a referral partner for me recently. She sent me a couple of clients here to St. Augustine. Super cool lady. Her name is Sharon Ross, and she goes by Cher Ross. She is in a female rock band called the Vixen Band, I think is what they're called. And I did check out their music. It is really badass. And she's a realtor doing amazing stuff. And she's with EXP. So that would be cool. And she actually has said she would be on the show. We just need to find a time. The last time I wasn't able to do it, or something came up. It was a couple months ago. So yeah, getting back on that train. And until then, I'll just talk to you and I'll talk to myself. But no, seriously, I'm going to be reaching out and getting more guests for you guys. Because there are a lot of creative real estate agents out there. I know you're out there. I know it's not just me. So something else, I'm going to just segue a little bit. And this isn't going to be a super long episode, by the way. This is more like a check-in and just reminding you I'm here, reminding myself I'm here. And, anyway, so the other thing I wanted to talk about, and this is going to be kind of interesting, is this idea of creating goodwill and making connections in your business. And so I just had this really kind of a fun, quirky example of that happen, that I kind of made the transfer to, you can do that in real estate. And so this summer, my daughter, Arena, got really she's been playing this game. It's called Animal Crossing. It's a game for a Nintendo Switch. And she's been playing it probably since, I think she got it for her either for Christmas or her birthday. I can't remember. I'm sorry. But I think it was Christmas. And she's gotten really into it. I think it was created for children, but a lot of adults play it too and find it fun. And this summer, anyway, I decided I would also start playing it so I could connect with her and something we could do together, because let's face it, it's Florida. It's really hot. It's like 100 degrees outside. It's humid. So we're not spending a lot of time outside, and COVID spike. So we're, again, not going a lot of places. And she didn't really want to go anywhere anyway. She wants to hang out at the house in her summer. She traveled. She did this big travel with her dad, and she wants to hang out at the house, and it's fine. So I got my own Nintendo. Well, I borrowed my husband's Nintendo Switch, got the game, and she and I started playing together. It's really fun. At first I thought it was really boring, but it actually, there's there's something in it that makes it fun. I don't know. But one of the things in the game, basically the money in the game is called bells. So instead of like getting dollars or getting money, you get bells, or you earn bells, and you earn bells by fishing or catching bugs or different things like that, or planting money in the ground and it grows into a tree with money on it. Yeah. There is a lot of creativity in the game. Side note, you get to do a lot of creative stuff. You sculpt the land and the water and the waterfalls and design your island. Anyway, segue back to this topic. Basically, what I was going to share with you is the story about Goodwill. So I joined because we were both getting kind of bored when just the two of you are playing, and they're, you're just like fishing for bells or catching bugs for bells or whatever. And just, it's kind of like limiting. You're like, I need more people. I need friends. I need resources. So I was like, I think there'd probably be a Facebook group for this. So I searched on Facebook for a Facebook group. As you know, there are Facebook groups for everything. So there was a Facebook group for Animal Crossing, joined it, and instantly like started making little Animal Crossing friendships. And one of the first people to comment on one of my posts where I asked, so you get a native tree. Our native tree was, I had oranges, and she had pear, I think. And no, maybe not pear, maybe peach. Yeah. Anyway, so I was asking somebody if they had pears, or, if I could come pick some pears from their island. I know this sounds ridiculous. And yes, it was a full Facebook group of adults. I'm not kidding. So I'm not the only one, but somebody really cool lady out in, I think, California, commented back, and she said, yeah, I'll bring you pears. Do you need bells? And I was like, yeah, because I just spent all my money on this fake bridge in my fake game for my fake island. So I said, yeah. So she came to my island, flew in the little airplane to my island, and got out the plane and started dropping bags of bells on my island. And I didn't realize till she left, but she dropped like 17 bags and like 10 pairs. And then she's like, bye. And she left. And then I started like picking up the bags, and each one was like 99,000 bells, which is actually a lot. I mean, in the game, even, because you can you get, I don't know, just to give you an example, selling one native fruit gives you like, I don't know, maybe 200 bells. A non-native fruit gets you 500. And so I've been planning, anyway, I'm talking way too much about this. The point was, I was like, what a good feeling. Like, it's so weird because it's not like a real thing. It's not like a real tangible asset or something, but she basically made me like an in-game, rich kind of more bells than I've ever had in my game. And I was so excited the next day to show Arena and give her half the bells. So anyway, it just made me think of this idea of goodwill, and also made me want to give back. I was like, wow, like that was really cool that she did that. It like made our game so much more fun. I don't know how to explain it, but it reminded me of what we can do in our business. Okay. When you give without the expectation of receiving, it creates a sense of goodwill in the other party, and it kind of makes them want to give back. Like, it just does. It's like a law of nature or something. So anyway, any way you can think about how to do this in your business is really good. For me, I try to do things like educational videos, like the knowledge you can share, the advice you can give. Like, if you maybe just even giving like free CMAs, if you're just getting started, maybe consider calling your friends or calling your family and asking if they would be interested in letting you come over and do a comparative market analysis on their property and practicing your listing on them. And honestly, this thing is it's just the act of doing that. It's like it's like a giving thing, and you just do it. But, the idea is that, when they think of somebody that needs to buy or sell a house, or maybe down the road when they're ready to buy or sell their house, they hopefully think of you, because you've created this goodwill, energetic like connection. So there's other things you could do, maybe Christmas, little Christmas gifts at Christmas, or birthday, somebody to do birthdays. I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff you could do. So I'd like to talk about that more another time. I think that would be a really good topic for a whole show. But actually, I'm going to just kind of wrap it up for today. I feel like this is definitely officially got me back in the swing of the podcast. And normally I'll be doing this every week. So that's the plan. And I will start preparing amazing guests and amazing content to bring to you next time and in the future. I hope you guys stay well, take care, and go sell some real estate. Have a great day. Oh, by the way, if you're interested in eXp Realty, let me know. It's a great company. Really happy here. And I'd love to tell you all about it. So hit me up. Bye.